Hi, it's Tim Hagen from Progress Coaching, and welcome to another episode of Coaching Conversations. And I wanted to make you aware of something very cool that we're doing on a subscription basis, and we'll put a link in each one of our episodes. But every Wednesday, we're going to be doing what we call an audio podcast workshop. That workshop will be roughly about 14 to maybe 20 minutes per episode, with each month having a theme from a coaching model, using feedback strategically, to coaching self-awareness, and so on. So if you could look in the body or in the content description of each episode, and you will see a link where you can join this subscription. These are literally 4 workshops every month, teaching specific strategies to address a particular area of workplace coaching, as it relates, again, to things like awareness, motivation, teamwork, and what have you. Here's the cool thing. It's only $10 per month, and each month you will get a handout that we will follow along with. So we also give you a tool for you to take notes as we go through each episode. We hope you'll check it out.
So many pieces of research are out there today discussing workplace engagement. And we hear numbers all across the board. So I'm going to use 2 statistics from 2 really reputable firms. First, the Gallup organization reports 71% of people are neutrally or actively disengaged, meaning they're negative. Only 29% are positively engaged. That's 3 out of 10 people. Now, recently, McKinsey came out with a study showing that 41% of people are thinking about leaving their jobs due to a lack of career development or conversation. That's almost 4 out of 10 people looking to leave the organization. I think it comes back to 2 things. 1, are people pursuing something that motivates them? Number 2, asking themselves a question at the end of every day. And I think companies can facilitate this. Did I help the organization or did I hurt the organization today? Now, that's a loaded question. Most people, due to a lack of self-awareness, are not going to proudly say, I hurt the organization. Yet if we really track and really look at the things that we did, the meetings we attended, the conversations we had and where we had them, did I help the organization or did I hurt the organization? Now, I've often cracked this joke. When you go home at the end of the day and your spouse or significant other says, honey, how was your day? Nobody says, neutral. I didn't have a feeling from 8 to 5. Most people will have opinions. Most people will positively or negatively react. It's rare that someone has a neutral reaction. Thus, the studies by the Gallup organization. So when you think about at the end of every day, what if every employee had to quantify things in terms of positive, neutral, or negative? Positive would be good work that they did, great conversations they had, suggestions they made. Neutral might be meetings attended where nothing positive or negative really occurred. I attended and it was a good meeting, nothing to brag about. And then last, the negative. Did you have conversations of gossip? Did you have conversations of what people were doing right or wrong, and you presented an opinion that maybe put you at risk in terms of relationships? That's a loaded question. It's a tough question. It's a question that I guarantee you most people won't arbitrarily ask themselves. Yet, what if we did? What if we every single day had employees come into our office or just share with us? Itemize for me the positive things you did today, the neutral things you did today, and the negative things you did today. And here's the funny thing. No one's going to admit to the negative. So in theory, it's like, can this really be executed? I don't know. Yet I asked someone the other night at one of our client sites. I stayed afterwards, and this was a young lady with a lot of opinion. And I said to her, I want to ask you a question, and I want you to not answer right away. Today, I want you to write down, I'm going to give you a 10-minute break. I'm going to go use the men's room, get a soda. And I want you to write down everything you did today. And I want you to write down the conversations you had with people. And I want you to write down, were they positive, neutral, or negative? I said, put a plus sign, maybe a 0 for the neutral, and then maybe a negative by the ones that you itemize. So I came back about 10 minutes later, and she had them written out. Most of it was positive and neutral, which I expected. And I said, so when you were going through your day, was it easier to remember the positive and neutral things than the negative? And she said, yes. She said, I couldn't even remember half the people I talked to today. I said, so do you think maybe you said something in those conversations that might have put people off or maybe gave them the impression you had a really strong opinion? She said, oh, absolutely. She said, wow, this was an interesting exercise to go through. I said, I want you to do it the next 2 weeks. So when I saw her the other night, she came up and she said, I have completely bit my tongue and self-regulated more than ever. Now, the question remains, did I help the organization or did I hurt the organization today? Studies bear out. Most people are not pushing their company forward. They are either attending the company or pulling the company back, meaning they're hurting the company. It's a tough question, but it's a valuable question. Thank you for listening to another episode of Coaching Conversations by Tim Hagen and Progress Coaching. Now, our company is always coming out with new and innovative solutions to help leaders coach their employees. And recently, we just created a new service called Coach to You, where leaders can pick and choose topics and assign 7 to 21-day programs for employees to learn and, more importantly, apply actions and then reflect and share what they're going to do going forward as a result of the learning. It's called Coach to You. We're literally bringing coaching to your employees. If you're intrigued, we'll have a link in each one of our episodes where you can get more information. And again, thank you so much for listening to another episode.